Hey everyone, my name is Taps, and you saw the thumbnail correct. Household name, it is happening. Ecomi, OMI, Veve. I, I, my heart is pumping out of my chest. I am so excited. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Just comment, let me know, because I want to make sure that the audio is good and that I'm not too loud and that you guys are going to get all of this because we've got some stuff to cover today. But as I said in the tweet, household in the name in the making, we have Disney NFTs golden moments that have been released. And Alfred Khan was in the Inc. magazine, which Gary Vee was actually featured on the cover, which seems like kind of a coincidence because he also mentioned Immutable X in a tweet today as well. And Veve was in major French news today. I am so excited. I mean, there are so many pieces to this. To quote, I can't remember who said it. I know Johnny Dunn said it. I know many people said it. I think it was Crypto Far West maybe said it, but I'm so bullish I could eat my desk. Oh man, we've got some great stuff to go through, and it all just happened today simultaneously. The wheels are coming off, people. Like, this is crazy. I hope you are happy with your OMI bag. I hope you are happy with your Veve digital collectibles, because it is going to be impossible to get any more collectibles eventually. It's just going to be an absolute war. So, oh man, I am so excited. It is hard to get me this jazzed, and it has just been an onslaught of news. So without further ado, let's get into this because, man, all right, let's go into it because yeah, let's get going. Let me share my screen here. Okay, first, before we get into which I think is the biggest news, which is Al Khan being mentioned Inc., we did just see the recent reveal of the Disney Golden Moments, which we can see we've got Simpsons directly up underneath Fox. We've got Disney with Elsa and Mickey's hat from Fantasia. We've got Pixar with WALL-E, and I don't know what that car is from, but maybe also from WALL-E. We've got Avengers, or Marvel, sorry, which looks like Iron Man and the Avengers sign. We've got C-3PO and R2-D2 from Star Wars, and then the OG himself, Walt Disney, Mickey. I mean, you see that exact statue right outside of the park, or right when you walk into the park. I mean, this is exciting to see. And as we know, everything in Veve tends to like go up in value when it's made in gold, right? Like, you look at the gold Cthulhu's, you look at the golden dragon girl, you look at everything that is gold, and it tends to do really well. So I have no idea what the price point are going to be on these, but it's going to be insane. This is going to be the biggest drop of the year so far because we're still hopeful for Pokemon, right? And I was thinking we were probably not going to see anything Pokemon well until 2022, but everything is aligning so well. So before I get into even more of it, shout out to all of you guys. I think I saw Real Randy Chavez and Daniel Lee and everyone in the fam. I appreciate you guys coming together. Make sure you hit that like button so that way more of the fam, is known that we're here, we're celebrating, we're discussing this. And I just tweeted this out. Go ahead and retweet it, share it. I appreciate it, fam. I want people to understand some of this because I'm actually going to read and go through the article that was on Inc. I paid for it to go ahead and kind of go through it to make sure that we could all kind of understand it together. But shout out to Randy for the super chat. OMI made me a millionaire again. Drinks for everybody. Heck yeah, Randy. I'm so happy to hear it, man. And you're going to be a multimillionaire. We already know that, man. Your OMI, well, he has over 114 million OMI right now. Shout out Maxwell Cook. I can see a Simpsons episode where they are on Veve. Oh, man, that would be absolutely incredible. And to that point, I'm happy to see the Simpsons because I just did a video 5 days ago where I said, actually, oh, look at that. Look at my Halloween costume where what did I say? I'm not Ash Ketchum, but I think I said something around those lines. But Veve has Disney NFTs, but what else? And in the AMA, David Yu came in and said, oh, hey, we have a majority of all of the brands underneath Disney. And I said, well, that could include Fox, which has Simpsons. Fox confirmed. That could have ESPN. That could have Discovery Channel. Or sorry, is it Discovery? National Geographic. Sorry, National Geographic. And many, many more brands that fall underneath the Disney umbrella. And so there are so many pieces to this license. We could literally drop something underneath the Disney umbrella every single day for 3 years, and that would be enough content. But we know there is more yet to be seen, more to come. This is absolutely crazy. But again, there's also news, as we could see Veve was actually featured on major French news. So this is news in France where they're showing the James Bond from the movie. And we can see, look at Veve popping up right there. And so again, just more awareness, major news. Like, this is how Veve has become a actual household name. It's already starting. The writing is on the wall, people. I mean, people have been in so much doubt about Veve and Ecomi, right? Because, oh, they're not real NFTs because I can't take them out of the gated environment. Well, immutable is right on the horizon, right? They will be real NFTs to these major investors. And we're seeing all of it being pushed right now. And this is so incredibly exciting, the household news. But again, the biggest piece, which this threw me, I did not expect this, is that, and shout out to Brock McBlockchain for posting this, but Al Kahn was featured in Inc. magazine with Gary Vee on the cover. And so I'm going to go through this article. Again, I bought it right away. I was looking through it. I didn't have a chance to read all of it, but Veve is mentioned in the article. It is not a small piece about Al Kahn. And why would they choose to put Al Kahn in the same article as Gary Vee and give him a full story? I mean, we haven't seen Al Kahn in major news in a long time. And shout out to Maxwell. Thank you so much for the super chat. Another beer on me, Taps. Thanks for the content. Man, I need a beer after this. I am so freaking pumped. This is, I'm so excited. And shout out to, all of the community, like who've been here since the beginning, since February, March, July, whenever you joined and just believed in this, because there was some times where we were doubtful, right? And like, it's all happening. It's all finally coming true. Another shout out to Joseph Anox, truly historic. Remember this day, Disney announces Golden Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse NFTs on Veve. And that's just the start. That's just the start to what we're going to see from the Disney license. I mean, the golden moments are going to be absolutely incredible. But let's go through this article because, oh man, this is I'm excited for the golden moments. I'm excited for Disney. I'm excited that we're on major news in France. But it's just a matter of time before we're actually on major news on TV in the US, in the UK, in Australia, in New Zealand. I mean, this is how it happens. That giant, that little snowball that's rolling downhill and becomes a massive snowball or ball of snow that you just can't stop. That's what's happening. And so, in case you're wondering, this was on Inc. magazine. I grabbed a digital copy, and the magazine print edition has a total audience of 1.4 million, and Inc.com receives 33 monthly page views. Sorry, 33 million monthly page views. I'm not sure if I said that right, but a lot of eyes are going to be paying attention to this, especially since on the cover is Gary Vee. And Gary Vee basically goes into like, hey, I made you rich in the past. Here's how I'm going to do it again. And he goes all into NFTs. And this is absolutely incredible. And again, really uncanny timing, because what did he just tweet today? He tweeted this 3 hours ago. What is Immutable X? Ethereum's layer 2 for NFTs. Why would he do that? Like, Gary Vee, I'm not familiar with his project or anything that he's doing on Immutable X, right? There's a lot of different projects on Immutable X, but we know one that is, or that's going to be, and that's Veve and Ecomi. So I am so excited because it just seems like uncanny timing. And so I'm going to go through this article. Let me know if you guys want me to actually like read this fully, because many of you probably don't, haven't purchased it or haven't seen it yet. But you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and read it. Like, I'm sorry if this is kind of like story time, but this is absolutely incredible. This is the article. So let me go back real. No, let's keep it right here. Basically, there's like second page, I think is it second page? Let's actually just look right here. There's Gary Vee. Boom. Second page is Al Kahn. So it goes into where he's on that page, and let's go through the article. So people see Gary Vee, they open it, and then they see Al Kahn, and they talk about Pokemon, how he went through his entire success and how it came to be. So I'm going to go through this article. Shout out to Lori. Thank you for the super chat. Love Veve, but shout out to ILV Illuvium, all-time high, 1320 today. Future of play to earn NFT gaming on Immutable with Veve. I'm an Illuvium fan. I hold Illuvium. I'm bullish on it as well. It's another Immutable X project. Love it. Let's get into this article and that's also bullish for them too, because Gary Vee is directly speaking about Immutable X. So let's go. Let's go, people. Oh man. Okay. So let's go into this article. It very much goes into the story behind Al Khan, which we all know. And for those of you who are new to the fam or just catching on, or maybe joined over the past month or few weeks, Al Khan is the global head of licensing for Ecomi and Veve. He has been so since 2018. He is the connoisseur. He is the man when it comes to licensing to know. He is the man responsible for bringing Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and many, many other brands to the US. He's held Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's had Cabbage Patch Kids. He has done so much for the world of licensing and brands that his resume is astounding. But this entire article goes into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different very, very detailed pieces about his story, about Veve, about what he's done. And so, I mean, let me know. Do you guys want me to, maybe I'll skip ahead a couple times or some of the stuff that you guys know, but it goes directly. And I love that they're very much showing he is the man behind Pokemon. And again, it just seems a little bit odd, right? Like tying all this together at the same time, but let's go through it. Hold on. Okay. You can see Quiz Whiz, Toyland, Pokemon, Christmas Day, Donkey Kong, Yu-Gi-Oh, Cabbage Patch Kids. He's such a G. Look at him in that suit. So it goes all through his story about how, he basically came to be, how he built brands out of nothing, which the story behind Cabbage Patch Kids, he actually told it on the AMA directly with him and Veve that they did a couple of months back. It goes into Toyland, which, let's see, retail, station appliance. He found a shipment of laundry machines. I mean, he's an absolute grinder, right? Like he is absolutely someone who's made his own path. And David Yu, the CEO of Ecomi and Veve, is the exact same way. And it actually touches on him as well. But it goes into Pokemon. It goes into, how he was working directly with Japan, how he saw these kids, playing. And he's like, what is this? And he worked very hard to get the license to bring it directly to the US. One day I got a call from my CFO. He said, we don't have any money. Well, we'll get to that point. But it goes into 4Kids Entertainment, this game, the show, universe. Goes further into how he built Pokemon, how much money he's made directly in this. And then it goes into Yu-Gi-Oh. When Kahn was 14 years old, his father, very much goes into his story. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. And I'm going to go to the news first, like the highlights. And then if you guys want, I'll go through the entire article. I mean, this is absolutely exciting. And it goes through even a timeline of where he started in 1983 all the way until 2022. But let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the Ecomi Veve stuff. Let's see. NFTs. In 1998, Kahn had been searching for a partner to distribute a Pokemon wares in Australia and New Zealand, the only region on Earth Kahn had yet to infiltrate with the Pokemon brand. The path had led him to David Yu, a Taiwanese resident of New Zealand with a passion for games and comic books and the collectibles generated by them. He'd already established several stores and was looking to expand across his home country in Australia. Kahn never met Yu in person. They emailed and spoke by phone. David Yu is such a champion, man. Let's see. I lost my spot. To Kahn, though, Yu seemed preternatural. I can't say that word. Preternaturally smart and ambitious. So he signed Yu up as the Pokemon distributor down under, and says Kahn, he made a blank fortune. Only later did Kahn learn his age. When Yu had done the deal with Kahn, he had just turned 19. David Yu has been crushing it and has been an absolute hustler since he was 19. And as Kahn says, he made an absolute fortune working with Kahn. Fast forward 2 decades to January 2018. This time, face to face, the pair met up in Hong Kong at the Hong Kong Toy Show at Yu's request. Now almost 40 years old and the head of a sprawling business empire that included retail, real estate, and cryptocurrency ventures, Yu had a proposition for Kahn. I owe you, Yu said. Kahn had helped make him. Kahn had been a mentor, someone he wanted to emulate. The amount of energy he has, it's quite inspiring, Yu says, and he's just so full of great ideas. I don't even know the things that go through his head. Unbeknownst to you, in the years since Kahn's retirement, Kahn had grown antsy. He wanted back in the game. Now, Yu was asking him, would Kahn be interested in joining him in a new business venture? Like most of the world at this point, Kahn had never heard of a non-fungible token. A what? Kahn said when Yu first uttered the term. But Kahn listened. The business would produce digital collectibles based on the blockchain, in this case, Ethereum's, in exchange for equity in Yu's NFT business, which he called Veve. You guys know Veve. All Kahn had to do was one thing, get me licenses, Yu said. Oh man, I'm going to continue, but this, how are you guys feeling? Are you guys excited? This is an Inc. magazine with 33 million views a month on digital. This is absolutely incredible. And again, Veve, Al Khan is all highlighted in this. I'm going to continue. I need a minute to catch my breath. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let everyone know that we're here and talking about this. All right, here we go. So it was that Kahn got himself back in the game. For the past 4 years, Kahn has indeed been getting licenses for you. James Bond, Star Trek, Universal Pictures, Marvel, Disney, and more. I want to read that back to you. Kahn has been getting licenses for you. James Bond, Star Trek, Universal Pictures, Marvel, Disney, and more. So he isn't just, a name that's asleep at the wheel. He is actively leveraging his Rolodex, leveraging his connections, and getting us these major, major licenses and brands. Who else is lurking behind the scenes? Who else have they not shown? We know they don't lead with their best, and we already have some incredible, incredible brands. Again, like I said earlier in this video, this is where the wheels come off. Let's continue. For the past I already read that part. All right. Earning his sweat equity in Veve, says Yu, Al opened every single door that we needed in America. But Veve isn't Kahn's only venture. 8 years ago, Kahn remarried, and with his wife, Jillian Crane, which I've touched on her incredible companies and how connected she is into the world of Hollywood and many more, a status-esque actor and screenwriter, 20 years his junior, he started a new licensing company. He started a new toy company called Contagious. He bought rights to Chinese animated series that he had renamed, rewritten, and reproduced in preparation for releasing its worldwide centering on a group of adolescent swine proficient in martial arts. It's called Kung Fu Pork Choppers, and he's invested in it and became a partner of a tech company, Vitaprint. I haven't heard of that one. Founded by a pair of toy investors he first met 30 years ago. 30 years ago. He is still leveraging this is what's so cool about the space is in licensing and brand. Like this is what every NFT company, what every company wants, right? Is major IP, major brands. And when you've been in the business this long, you build just absolute monumental partnerships and close connections where people will just jump into whatever you're doing. But this is groundbreaking technology. This is groundbreaking, project that no one can argue that Veve is not killing it and making a fortune for whoever they work with. The USPS has, been a struggling, mailing government agency for a long time, even though it's the preferred agency for most Americans. But they just made a ton on stamps. It's not going to be the first and only. It's sold out instantly. So they are absolutely crushing it. Thank you for the shout out or for the super chat, Lori. I'll continue, like and share, send some comments and stickers. I appreciate you so much. Thank you everyone for constantly supporting the channel and for keeping me motivated to do this. I love this. This is so exciting, but let's continue. Let's see. Kahn's workday now extends from 10 a.m. until deep into the night, communicating with partners on the other side of the world. Combined with his charity work, most notably, he set up the First Responders Children's Foundation after 9/11. Awesome. Well done, man. Kahn at 74 may never have been busier. I decided I'm not going out this way. Man, he's a slugger. This is not the way I'm going out, Kahn says, of his inability to stay retired after the collapse of 4Kids. I felt that because of some of the things that happened, it made me feel like I was a loser, which if you aren't familiar with how 4Kids went to bankruptcy or went through an entire thing, which is the one that originally held the Pokemon license, it is definitely a story to go into. It goes into this in an article, and I might touch on it in a different video, or maybe in this one. I don't know. I'm so jazzed I can hang out with you guys all day. Shout out to Potsweiser. Thank you so much for the super sticker, man, and for the shout out for the super chat. Let's continue. Now he notes he's juggling more than 30 projects inside his 4 main verticals. I own equity in all these companies, and I'm pretty convinced I'm going to do okay. So I won't go out a loser. Some moments pass. He starts talking about something else, and then he comes back to it. Nobody thinks I'm a loser, he says. The conversation again goes into another direction. Then boomerang. Bottom line is, I don't want to say I was going out a loser. What I want to say is I want to go out on top, Kahn says. I want to be on top again, okay? That's fair, right? Oh, man. I mean, this is... So he wants to go out on top. He wants to be number one. And how is he doing it? He's doing it with 4Kids, or not, sorry, not 4Kids, Kidtagious, his new company. He's doing it with Veve. And so he is leveraging his entire Rolodex, all of his connections, and putting his entire reputation on the line to see success for, again, his 4 main projects that he's doing through multiple verticals, or sorry, 30 projects. I don't know what he's all doing, man. But he is doing this with Veve. That is the underlying thing. And Veve is highlighted in NFTs directly in this article. Thank you for the super chat. DeLargo, could you provide link of that read? Thanks for the vid. So you do have to pay for this. I will provide the link, which you can do. I think it's like $5, at least the site that I got it on. So I will put that in the video following. But again, this ties all to NFTs. And this is a lengthy article, right? Like, it goes very much into everything around Cabbage Patch Kids, how he made that happen. It's a big number. $100 billion in total sales, Pokemon. Yu-Gi-Oh! $35 billion. Cabbage Patch Kids, $1.2 billion. It goes through his entire story of how he came to be, how he brought Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Toyland and everything. And again, the highlight with Veve is it's in NFTs. It's underneath that topic. And to reiterate, this is underneath what is highlighted in Gary Vee speaking directly about NFTs. And this is Gary Vee's entire piece, where he very much goes into, how he came to be, how he's, absolutely crushed it in the wine business and everything else he touches, right? Like, he's absolutely looked up to in sports and collectibles, but he goes very, very deep into Gary Vee's guide to inventing the future with NFTs, how to write off NFT, or sorry, don't write off. I don't know. What does he even say here? I'm so hyped up if you guys can't tell. I am absolutely over the moon. He talks about think beyond the metaverse. Don't forget to create value. Stay cautious and do your homework. The big ideas are still out there. Brand loyalty opportunities abound. I mean, brand loyalty opportunities. That is everything, Veve. There are a lot of people who dismiss NFTs today who would recognize their brilliance if they took the time. It's no different from how Twitter confused people. He's right. I mean, he's very good at seeing things well before it becomes a thing. And he was talking about NFTs years ago before most really were. And clearly he has leaned in, he's found success, and he's looked up to now in the space. And I think it's earned. He very much knows how to get attention, but it's well-founded, right? Like, he actually does his research. He's actually, walking what he's talking. So this is absolutely exciting to see. So his piece is actually shorter than Al Khan's, which is interesting, right? So, but he's the cover, and this is really exciting to see. And then one thing that, again, that kind of sticks out to me, and this was shared to me from Real Randy Chavez. So I want to give a shout out to Real Randy Chavez. If you don't follow him, you should. He pointed this out in our little chat group that we had. It was on is it Logan Paul, right? It's Logan Paul podcast. What's his channel name? It's like Impulsive. So on Impulsive, there was a piece where he actually, and let me know if you guys can hear this. My StreamYard has not been the best. So right around here. Oh, we got ads. We got ads, people. He actually, on his podcast, Impulsive episode 299, does this weird kind of like I think his buddy, who was not supposed to bring it up, brought up Pokemon, and they were really cryptic about it. And so and for those who don't know, who weren't around back in early days, he did refer to Ecomi and Veve as a wagon. And it just means basically it can't be stopped. Like it's going to be absolutely killer. Let me know if you guys can hear this or not, because again, my StreamYard for some reason is not always connecting. If you guys can't hear it, then I'll repeat it back to you. Talking about Gumby. We don't want to hear about Gumby. You guys can't hear it? Give me 1 second. Might be at 109. Ah. Dang it. I can't find it. I really wish. So basically, and I'm going to kind of sub this because I don't want to waste your guys' time on the stream, but there's a piece where, oh, that's a good point. Closed captions. Ah, you guys are smart. You guys are much smarter than me. Let's see if I can find it. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to find that exact message from where the actual time was. Jeez, these guys are ridiculous. Give me 1 second. I will be able to find this. But how stoked are you guys for this Ink news, for being on major French news? I mean, for Gary Vee talking about Immutable X, this is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to find this piece because, again, it ties all directly back. And when Randy first sent it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they were really going into, oh, I think I found where he talks about it. I don't know if they were referencing Veve or not because they were so cryptic about it. Let's see, Real Randy Chavez. He's told me where it was in the actual. Let's see if I can find it. Give me 1 more second, and then if not, I just highly recommend that you go find this because I can't find it. So what happens in this is basically the guy next to him, who is this guy right here. He goes, oh, he basically says something around the lines of like, oh, and that Pokemon news, right? Like, that's crazy, huh? And they both smile and like they know something. And he doesn't say anything. Like he doesn't acknowledge who they're talking about, and neither one do. And you can tell he shot him a look like, dude, no. And I mean, that's the NDA talking, I'm sure, but Pokemon NFTs are coming. And Gary Vee is talking a lot about this. Gary Vee and Logan Paul have definitely been working together on some things as well. I mean, everything is just aligning. Like, it is just a matter of time. So I originally thought we were not going to see Pokemon on Veve well until 2022, but I don't know now. I mean, like, how do you end the year in a bang, or how do you start the year off with a bang? Pokemon. It just kind of all makes sense. And I don't personally feel like the app can handle it, right? Like, unless they have a major upgrade coming that would be able to have like 5 million plus users. And that won't happen overnight, of course. But there are so many incredible things happening with Ecomi and Veve. This article, like Gary Vee being on Inc. cover and directly speaking about NFTs, and then the next page, Al Khan with a bigger piece than Gary Vee's in the actual magazine, is absolutely incredible. So watch what's going to happen. I mean, we're going to get major media hitting in the US, in all these other countries, as well as we're getting it from Disney. We're going to get more, not just geez, calm that down, but not just, crypto magazines and, smaller newscasts, but we're going to get it directly, like retweets from Disney, hopefully, not just Marvel. I mean, there is so much opportunity here. And this is how Ecomi and Veve become a household name. It is happening. And shout out to everyone again who is here. Let your friends know, let your family know on why we've been bullish, why we continue to be bullish. And this is still very early, right? Like, we're still early. I always say it, but this is still the precipice of what's going to happen. So I am very stoked to be here. I'm very stoked to be with all of you. And we're going to have this entire week is going to be absolutely insane. I mean, oh man, it is going to be so expensive to get Disney and then have all the designer con drops. And I look forward to meeting many of you at DCon, and think about what other events are going to happen in more countries where, they're going to have more Comic-Con conventions and anime conventions and more toy conventions and collectible conventions. This is going to be insane. And what I'm predicting is we're going to see more of a sell-off in the actual Veve marketplace and like the actual value of collectibles, because we're entering into a whole nother version of a gem squeeze, right? Like, people need gems to be able to get Disney, to be able to get Decon and artist drops. So this is going to be nuts. Like, stocks are up, which I'm very stoked for, because I need to sell some to be able to afford more of these collectibles. It is going to be madness, and I don't think it's going to stop. I think this is what we were asking for. Like, when can we see, 2 to 3 drops a week? Or when can we see just so many drops that we can't even collect them all anymore? This is when it happens. This is when it continues. If you think after this that they're not going to stop, maybe 2 collectibles a week for a little bit, or 3 collectibles where there's, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's just going to continue. Like, you're going to have to start to become selective on what you can collect. But then eventually they're going to actually introduce OMI to NFT. And then when you have that utility and you can then use OMI, which I'm hesitant to do because OMI is going to skyrocket and I want to be holding it. I also want to, also capitalize on the land side. So I don't know. It's hard. Like, I want to stake my OMI, but I want to keep getting collectibles and complete sets. So that way I have that higher tier so I can, compete in land grabs. Oh man, this is getting hard. This is getting very difficult to fight the collector and the investor side, right? It's completely meshed. And this is just incredible. Incredible that we found this gem so early. My Veve birthday, I think, was like February 19th is when I, downloaded the app and hopped on and got a Reso and got a Metalio. And then I bought OMI back when it was like 0.0009. And I only bought a little bit because there was plenty of collectibles in the app, like no one was really actively talking about it. And then we know what happened the next month. And if I had just thrown, 20 grand in at that time, oh man. But you can't kick yourself on what you don't, or what hindsight, right? Like, hindsight's always 2020. The benefit is I've added a lot more since my initial entry, and I know many others have. And, I'm just so excited to see what happens with the OMI token, because all this news is bullish for Veve, right? But Veve is the main thing that we need the masses to care about, right? Because as people buy more and spend gems, more OMI burns, and eventually that utility will come. We are still waiting on the OMI to NFT article, which, man, I shared this in another video, and let's kind of take a look at this. This is still what to come. We have the immutable migration. They did say end of week, and it is end of week. So I'm hoping that they just push the Disney collectible news out. So that way we can maybe hopefully see phase 2 is done. We're now entering phase 3. Here is how you go through the migration. And then with that, maybe we have like a week or two, or maybe they just surprise us and then go, hey, here's 2 or 3 of the exchanges that we've been sitting on for a couple months. And then there's more to follow, right? Like I can't wait for Binance and Coinbase and KuCoin and Kraken and these major actual mobile apps where people can easily get OMI. That's when really everything goes off. Perry Unlikely, hey, much respect, always great content. For those of you who don't know, I've been following Perry on YouTube for quite some time. He's not done an OMI video yet, which Perry, I highly recommend you do, but he has covered Sunday Swap and VE Chain and many other crypto that I hold. And well, I don't hold Sunday Swap yet, but he presents information really well. Great YouTuber, great content creator. And thank you so much for the super chat, Perry. Veve Focus, love your content. I would give more, but I'm saving my money for Disney. Totally get it. I believe Veve Focus also makes content. So shout out to you. Go check out his channel. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, we're all counting our pennies at this point. But again, MTL, money transfer license, first wave of users is supposed to come end of this week. We'll see what happens. This is so much news happening and so much on their plate. But we do need these major things. Everything that's absolutely going to change for what's going to happen with OMI. And even Veve is highlighted in yellow. New exchanges, major Veve app update, which was supposed to come this week. I haven't seen anything yet, but I imagine we'd see something come down. I mean, we have the weekend, right? Like the end of the week is the weekend in my eyes. Showroom version 2, which he said is coming right before Disney. So we have the weekend. Let's see if that timeline is met. In my opinion, I think Showroom version 2 should actually come after Kahn, because it could be a little dangerous to mess around with the app that much before Disney drops, before Kahn drops. So I'm kind of hoping they kick that out until, I guess, November 15th, 16th. And Disney, Pixar, Star Wars NFTs. Well, guess what? We can go ahead and strike that one out because it is here. Boom. Crossed off the list. It's unhighlighted too. Kahn coming up in 1 week from today. I just did an entire video today. I did a leak on the first NFT that I don't think we're supposed to see, but we saw it and it was on Facebook and some other areas. So I brought it to the fam. It is directly from Mighty Jacks and a really cool piece that is coming out inked. I can't remember what her name was, but it looks awesome. I think it very much matches up with the style and beauty of Dragon Girl, and it'll of course sell out. Everything's going to sell out. Everything's going to continue to sell out. I mean, oh man, OMI utility article staking, OMI to NFT still coming. More burn mechanisms, web version. I really want the web version because I have not really gone into depth on making a killer showroom. And it's because, I mean, I make content, I work, I invest. I'm a stock trader in the mornings and I'm a crypto investor / trader. And I'm working with the community. So to actually take the time to go through and build all of my showroom and try to put some artistic ability into it, it is a bear to do on the app. And so for those who do it, like Roman and many others, I mean, shout out to you guys, because the patience and the eye for detail that you have to do to put all that together in an app on a phone is stellar. But once I can do it with my mouse, oh man, I'm so excited. Big brand, something you drink every day, which came directly from the words of David Yu on an AMA. And hopefully December, but something you drink every day. I'm thinking Coca-Cola. I'm thinking Starbucks. Either one would be absolutely incredible, right? And I imagine if it's something you drink every day, maybe they tie more utility to it, right? We're seeing where if you get Disney, then you get a Disney Plus subscription with the James Bond ticket. More utility type, real life utility tied to it. So maybe if it was Starbucks, maybe if you secure one, you get, I don't know, a $10 or $20 gift card that takes you to Starbucks. Or maybe if it's Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola brands, or I don't know, something like that, right? Really exciting to see. Localization, I've probably spoken the most about this. I know a lot, there's so many different Ecomi and Veve content creators, and we all present different information. And I appreciate all of you guys for watching my content. Again, make sure you hit that like button and are subscribed to the channel so that way you stay up to date on news as it comes out. And I always try to go through like what this means big picture, but I've covered localization the most in the community because I believe it is going to be the biggest thing to happen to the app in user growth by far, because that is when they can actually turn Veve into multiple languages. So that way multiple countries can understand it. And that is how the masses swarm in. It doesn't make sense right now because the app would break. like we couldn't handle that much. So once you have anime in here, Japan, China, like all of APAC are going to lose it. US is going to lose it. But I've done a video where I show just how much anime is watched. Actually, China watches more anime than Japan, which is crazy. And the likelihood that we could see digital manga is very, very high. And manga is read very, very wide in APAC region and actually outsells graphic novels and comics. So localization will be amazing. I'm not expecting it until 2022, but it'll absolutely moon the app. And with it, OMI, of course, but we need more exchanges. So waiting on that one. Other verticals, anime, sports, celebrities. I mean, there's 8 different verticals. I think we've ticked off 3 of them, maybe 4 now, but there are so much to come. Brands like LO Surprise Dolls, Little Prince, NFLPA, Jurassic Park, Capcom, Monster Hunter, too many to name really. Digital signatures, we know that eventually that functionality will come where you can go to an event and have like Todd McFarlane in front of you, and then they could sign it, right? Like you could have them sign your Todd McFarlane Batman or whatever's in the app, right? So that eventually will come, and I'm excited, right? Like I know I'm going to be flying over the country once more of these events come, where they have maybe, a Comic-Con in Atlanta, or the next one in New York, or one in UK, or maybe one even in Japan. Like I love to travel and it's been a while, but if I have a reason to go to a event where I can cosplay and get digital signatures on my collectibles in the app, oh man, it's worth using my points on. New type of collectible, which we don't know what it is, probably coming in January, David, you said. I'm thinking vinyl records tying movie music directly to the app. Sky's the limit, right? And it all is leading up until 2022 with the Veveverse. This news is so incredibly bullish for this company, for the token. And thank you. Shout out to Daniel Lee, trading cards. I also said trading cards, like that was originally my premise, saying early on that I believe when Pokemon comes, we would get the trading cards before anything else. And we know that David Yu with Vagabond Games, his other company, has Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards as a licensor with that company. So the likelihood that you maybe could collect the cards directly on Veve, very possible. Maybe eventually they'll create functionality where you can play the trading card game, or maybe they'll partner with the new Pokemon trading card game platform online that is coming out. Maybe there's utility there. I mean, congrats everyone for being here. Like congrats for being in this space. I'm just so excited and feel very privileged to have found this crypto so early, right? Because like everyone is chasing all these other projects, right? Like we see Shiba shoot up, we see Saitama, we see all these, and many are great projects and will be around. But as things happen, a lot will kind of just fall to the wayside and disappear, and a lot of people will lose money. But this is Veve and Ecomi solidifying that they are going to be around for many, many, many years to come. And so will we. I mean, right now our community is big, right? Over 100,000 followers for Ecomi on Twitter, over 100,000 now. Congrats, Veve. For Veve on Twitter, the Discord is growing every single day. More and more influencers are talking about Ecomi and Veve, and it's just going to get bigger. So right now, our community is this big, but come a year from now, it's going to be this big. And then a year from that, it's going to be that big. Like, and there's the O, right? There's the Ecomi, OMI, O. So thank you all for tuning in. This was such bullish news that I just couldn't keep it to myself. I need to hop on and share it. please let everyone know, retweet this on Twitter. Yeah, I'm absolutely excited. Let's take a look at a couple of the comics before we go. Man, all y'all are going off here. Thank you so much. What up, Brendan Z? Jocelyn, love it so much to be excited for. Again, like when I started the stream, my heart was just pumping. It was absolutely going. Maybe Evian water, yep. Or that Voss water, right? Financial news and views. We're only in the first inning. We are only in the first inning. Well said. Hey, thanks, Mehdi. I like you too. You guys are crazy. Thank you, JDV. Smash that like. Josh asks, are you getting the Mighty Marvel tomorrow or pass for Disney? Of course I'm getting Mighty Marvel. So I like when you think about the drop, it is, I believe, and don't quote me until I do the research, but I believe it is the biggest drop to come to the, like, not in terms of, biggest brand, but it is the biggest drop, like actual drop by additions to come to Veve ever, right? Like I think it's around 100,000 or 100,000 or somewhere around there. And there are 10 of them. So people are going to want to complete the set. So it's also the biggest set because the Kripkins were 8. So this is 10. So it would accumulate the most points for the Master Collector program. They are only $13 a pop. And they are tied directly to the Eternals movie, which came out today, right? Like I should be watching that right now. I wonder if HBO or something is streaming it. Because if it is, I'll watch tonight. And then it'll just get me more gung-ho for the drop tomorrow. So for those of you who don't know, there is an Eternals Mighty Marvels drop tomorrow. Do not miss it. Actually, let's just go ahead and pull that up before we go. Because I've kept you guys here for a while. But let's take a look at the drop that we have going for tomorrow. Ecomi. Who's your homie, guys? Who is your homie and who has always been your homie? Oh, I'm so freaking pumped by this news. Cersei, Icarus, Kingo, Fastos, Makari, Druid, Sprite, Ajax, Gilgamesh, Thena. Okay, Athena, yeah. Oh man, this is so crazy. Does it not show how many there are? I thought there were 100,000. Can someone confirm how many are dropping? Not sure. But like I said, don't quote me. I'll confirm. But again, make sure that you are there for this drop. This is stellar news. And again, watch what happens with the OMI token. But because of it, watch what happens. Oh, wow. Thank you, Veve Vault. Shout out to Veve Vault. Make sure that you are sub to him as well. He gives some of the strongest tips and tricks for the Veve app, how to secure drops, does all the gates. And he said 109K. So, yep. And Paulina confirmed it too. 109K additions in their blind box format. And we're going to, of course, be trying for the ultra rare Gilgamesh and Thena, but it's going to be an absolute war zone in the marketplace after. And they're all going to sell out in a second. You know that. Like they always do. And you could say, well, yeah, but there's 109,000 of them versus what? A comic, which is 60,000. This is going to be the largest drop. This is tied to the Mighty Marvels, which we've seen have done quite well. And they give the most Master Collector points. So I'm excited. And actually, I don't even want to hype them up that much. If you guys don't want to buy them, don't buy them because I am going to be trying to buy all of them. So this is exciting to see tomorrow. Shout out to Kieran Kramer. One more beer on me, Taps. The impulsive vid is from last week at 32.10. Is it? Is that when they say it? I thought it was. These ads, man. Maybe I should just pay for YouTube Premium, which I guess I probably should at this point. Are Are you sure it's at 3010? I thought it was at like near the end of it. But let's see. In case you guys haven't realized, on my apps or on my videos, I usually always do no mid video, no mid video ads, because I would rather you guys just get the con. I have them in the beginning and the end, but that's it. $32.10. I don't know about it. Let's see. There's 10 to complete set. Yeah, it's the biggest. I don't think it's 32.10. Or maybe you're, no. Okay, well, I'll find it, share a different video. But again, there's so much bullish news in this. So this is going to wrap up the video. I've got a movie to try and figure out if I can watch with the Eternals drop. I realized I wasn't even sharing what I was looking at, but yeah, let's see what happens. This is exciting. There's going to be so much coming out. Watch for Veve and Ecomi in the news, and let's get it. OMI is my homie. Yeah, thanks so much for supporting the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in and always watching for my content. Ecomi fam is the best fam. We are the best community that many don't know about yet, and we will grow to be the size of, I believe, the community that is, surrounded by Shiba and Doge and many in due time. And things like this are great indicators of what we're building up to. And we've seen how those tokens have done with much, much less than what Veve and Ecomi has. So when OMI utility soon, when immutable soon, when exchanges soon, but all of this behind it, Ecomi and Veve is a force to be reckoned with. And I'm just so pumped to see where we are in next month, next couple months, next year with the Veveverse. So congrats, everyone. Congrats, Ecomi and Veve team. And let's get it, fam. Cheers.